Welcome. So, if you've ever felt that sinking feeling in your stomach when you're faced with a new assignment, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're going to tackle academic writing from the very beginning and turn that feeling of dread into a real sense of direction. We have all been there, that moment of just paralysis. You've got the assignment, maybe you even have a tiny spark of an idea, but that cursor just sits there, blinking, blinking on that bright white screen. That empty space can feel like the biggest hurdle of the whole process. But what if there was a roadmap, a really clear step-by-step process to guide you from that intimidating blank page to a confident, structured draft? Well, that is exactly the path we're going to map out together right now. So here's our game plan. First, we're going to look that blank page anxiety right in the eye. Then, we'll become detectives and decode your assignment. After that, we'll unleash your best ideas, go on a little research quest, and finally, learn the super important skill of finding sources you can actually trust. All right, first up, let's talk about why starting is just so hard. It's a real thing, it's a recognized challenge, and believe me, you are not alone in feeling it. This quote, I think, just nails it. It confirms that even when you have clear instructions, that very first step, the act of creating something from nothing, is universally tough. Just knowing this is a normal part of the process is, honestly, the first step to conquering it. Okay, so let's get practical. Your first weapon against that blank page is clarity. You need to become a bit of a detective and figure out exactly what your assignment is asking you to do. Before you even think about writing a single word, grab your assessment brief and treat it like a mission briefing. You've got to answer 5 key questions. What exactly am I being asked to do? How am I supposed to do it? What's the final thing I have to produce? An essay, a report? How's it going to be graded? And of course, the big one, when is the deadline? Getting this stuff crystal clear from the get-go is your #1 priority. And hey, pay really close attention to those action verbs. For example, if you're asked to list something, that's worlds apart from being asked to evaluate it. List just means stating the facts. Evaluate means you gotta weigh their importance, make a judgment, and show a much deeper level of understanding. Getting this right is absolutely critical. Okay, so you have a clear mission. Now it's time to generate some ammunition. Your ideas. This next phase is all about creativity, about getting those initial thoughts out of your head and onto the page. Our first tool for this is brainstorming. And listen, the goal here is not to find the perfect idea. It's to generate all the ideas. Just let your mind go, connecting any themes and concepts related to your topic. Now, there are a few key rules to make this work. First, go for quantity over quality. Just get as many ideas down as you possibly can. Second, and this is so important, no criticism allowed. None. Just let the ideas flow. Then you can look for ways to combine them. And you know what? Don't be afraid to get a little wild. Sometimes the best ideas start out looking kind of crazy. Now, if you're more of a visual thinker, mind mapping is a fantastic alternative. It's a way to not just list your ideas, but to actually see how they all connect to each other in a really structured, visual way. And making one is super simple. Put your topic right in the middle, and then just branch out with all your key points and ideas. Use colors, keep it organized, and always make sure your branches connect back to that central theme of your assignment. So, you've got a plan, and you've got your initial ideas. Fantastic! Now you need to back them up. It's time to find the facts, the figures, and the expert opinions that are going to form the backbone of your argument. When it comes to research, you're basically wearing 2 different hats. With primary research, you're the explorer. You're out there gathering brand new data all by yourself. With secondary research, you're more like a historian, analyzing information that other people have already discovered. So if you're doing primary research, you might find yourself conducting interviews, running a focus group, making some observations, or maybe sending out surveys. This is all about creating brand new information that didn't exist before. For secondary research, on the other hand, the variety of sources is just huge. You can draw from books, academic journals, government websites, news articles, and so much more. The key skill here isn't just finding information, but knowing where to look for credible, existing work. And that brings us to our final and maybe the most important section. In a world that is just overflowing with information, how do you know what to trust? How do you separate the good stuff from the bad? I mean, think about it. One search can give you millions of results. Some of that is going to be academic gold, but a lot of it, it's just unreliable noise. So the real question is, how do you filter that signal from all the static? Will you use this simple and, I'll admit, memorably named tool, the CRAP test? It's a 5-step checklist that's going to help you evaluate any information source you come across. First up, C is for currency. You've got to ask, is this information recent enough for my topic? I mean, if you're writing about technology, a source from 2005 probably isn't going to cut it, right? Check that publication date and see if it feels current. Next, R is for relevance. Does this source actually help you answer your specific assignment question? It might be interesting, sure, but if it's not directly relevant, it's just a distraction that's going to waste your time. You got to stay focused on your goal. The first A stands for authority. Who wrote this? What makes them an expert? Are they from a reputable university, or is it just some random blog? You have to know that the information is coming from a credible source. The second A is for accuracy. Can you verify this information somewhere else? Is it backed up with evidence and citations, or is it just somebody's opinion? You're looking for facts that can be checked, not just claims. And finally, P is for purpose. Why was this thing created? Is the author trying to inform you objectively, or are they trying to sell you something or persuade you to their point of view? Understanding the purpose helps you spot any potential bias. Ultimately, using these tools isn't just about finding good sources, it's really about demonstrating critical thinking. It shows that you can question information, you can separate fact from opinion, and that you can engage thoughtfully with what other people have written. So, we're back where we started, but now that blank page looks a little different, doesn't it? It's not a barrier anymore. It's a starting line. With a clear process in your back pocket, the only question left is, what's your first step going to be?